the Bhagavad Gita class. Anchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhaya pattanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So today we are going to start chapter 2. In chapter 2, today the main focus is text 1 to 5. There are 5 sections in this entire second chapter. So we will be focusing today on first 5 shlokas. If you see the shlokas, there are some special key aspects in each of these texts. So you can, in the text 1, 2, and 3, there is Lord chastising Arjuna, and there is also Krishna being called as Madhusudana, and there is a elaborate purport in text 2.2 where Prabhupada is explaining Krishna as Bhagwan, and there is a word used Anarya in Krishna chastising Arjuna in text 2 of text 2.2. So we will dwell on that. Then there is further explanation on the indecision in mind of Arjuna in text 4 and 5. So this one we will try to understand. So these are the 4 major or 5 major sections that we will be covering today. Let me just share the other screen. So I want to share. So text 2.1 is Sanjaya Vacha Tam Tata Krapaya Vestam Ashru Purna Kulekshan Vishidantam Idam Vacham Uvacha Madhusudana. So this chapter 2 is called as Shankya Yoga. Shankya Yoga because there is a clear count in um, what Krishna is explaining. He is explaining body, soul, and how we can understand the relationship of Atmanyana of the soul, that is to engage in prescribed activities. And then the second Atmanyana of the soul is to do not get attached to the results of the activities. So these are the major focus, which is further elaborately described in the subsequent chapter. So that is why this chapter is termed as Shankya Yoga. So so here in this shloka, you can see tam tata kripya vishtam ashru purna kulekshanam vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. So here, this Madhusudana is a significant term. So if you go to the presentation, here, so in our Krishna as Madhusudana, we saw in text 1.34 where Krishna is described as Kimno Rajena Govinda Kim Bhoge Jivitena Esha Marte Kankshitam no Rajya Bhogan Sukanisha. So there Prabhupada is giving explanation for Govinda and Janardana, but he is not giving explanation for Madhusudana. But we looked at the Vishnu Sahasranama Shloka Ishana Pranada Pranu Jeshta Shrestha Prajapati Hiranyagarbo Bhugarbo Madhavo Madhusudana. So we understood Madhusudana means Madhu means material existence. So Krishna is the one who stops repetition of birth and death. But in Srila Prabhupada's quote for PG 2.1, Prabhupada says Madhusudana is signifying demon Madhu, and Lord Krishna is the killer of this demon. So demons are nothing but misunderstanding, which prevents us from doing duty. So, so Sanjaya is telling that now Arjuna is not doing his prescribed duty, but since he is in association of Krishna, these kind of misunderstandings will go away. So that is the meaning of um, this name. So I'll just go back to the slide uh, on text 2. So go back to the shloka. So now Krishna is going to give an explanation. So here Krishna is going to explain Arjuna that this compassion for bodies of no use. This is not intelligence, but intelligence is compassion for the soul, which is getting entangled in the material existence. So in material existence, we have war, disease, poverty, and the real solution for all this is the self-realization. And so maybe we need to solve the problem in short-term basis. Maybe we need to visit a doctor and get some medicines. But in long term, we have to engage in Krishna conscious service. It's like we have a injury in our body that for to solve the injury we cannot keep chanting, it will not work. First we need to ensure take the first aid, and if there is a surgery required we need to get it done, and then from getting any such damage in future we need to look at Krishna consciousness. So there are two actions which we need to do. One is corrective action, and another one is preventive action. Corrective action is something which you do on immediate basis to prevent damage, but preventive action is the one which will help you in long term. So chanting Hare Krishna is being compassionate to ourselves. This is in real terms and real sense. So this is what we need to understand. Now getting into text 2.2, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Kutastam Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam Anarya Jastam Asvargyam Akirti Karam Arjuna. So, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha, Srila Prabhupada's purport majorly dwells on this. He is asking, Krishna is asking, how comes, how have these impurities come in you, come upon you? Kutastha Kashmalam, Kashmalam is impurities, dirtiness. They are not befitting a man of higher values of life. Anarya Jastam, they are not fitting. This Akirti is not giving you famous or infamy. It is infamous for you. So, Anarya, this is not a man who knows values of life. Anarya Jastam. So, in this shloka, uh, we will majorly focus on what is this Bhagwan, and what is Anarya. These two things we should understand. Go back to the presentation. So, Bhagavan means is a combination of two parts, two words, Bhaga and Van. Bhaga means six opulences, Virya. So there is a shloka in Vishnu Purana. It says, Aishwaryasya samagrasya Viryasya yashasriha Jnana vairagyasya Shannam bhavati itingana. So that means Virya means strength, Yasha means fame, Shriya means beauty, Jnana means knowledge, Vairagya means renunciation. A person who possesses all this is Bhagavan. So in Sanskrit, every word is having a specific definition. So we in Vedic scripture, the definition of God is given in is similar to what is in the Vishnu Purana 6.5.24. So in Vedic literature, we have clear conception of God, and this Bhaga means a person who has these opulences, and uh, if these opulences are full, there are many people in this world. Some people are very rich, some are very famous. For example, the president of United States is famous person, but he may not be richest person. President of United States or president of Russia could be a powerful person, but he may not be the richest person. But a person who claims that I am richest of all, everything belongs to me. Everything means whatever is told there, the six things: beauty, name, fame, strength, knowledge, everything, it belongs to me. Then that is God. A person who tells that I possess this all in full is God. And Krishna claims that in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suradam Sarva Bhutanam Nyatva Mam Shanti Mrachati. That means what? Krishna says that he is enjoyer of all activities. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam. And he is also Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is master of all, or the proprietor of all the lokas. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Suhrida means he is the well-wisher of everyone in this world. So who can claim this? Only one who is owner of this planet, or owner of this world, owner of this universe. He can only claim this. And that is very clearly told in Ishopanishad. Sri Ishopanishad, if you say the shloka number 1, Ishavashyam idam sarvam yat kimchim jagatyam jagat tena taktena bunjitaha magadaha kasya sviddanam. So in future, in India nowadays, you can see lot of incarnations of God. So we have to ask him, are they proprietor of everything? They will not be able to answer. These are the checks which we should understand from the scriptures. Therefore, Prabhupada has given a very huge purport only for Bhagwan. So if you see here, if you see here, Prabhupada is giving Prabhupada is giving explanation for what is Bhagwan, what is absolute truth. So absolute truth is realized in three different ways: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. And then Prabhupada is explaining this in the analogy of sun, sunshine, sun surface, sun planet, sun god, and so on. So he gives a very good analogy here. And then there is the explanation given by Parasharamuri, which is available in the Vishnu Puran, which I was quoting, which is Vishnu Purana 6.5.47. So that is straight away there. And then Prabhupada is quoting very important words from Brahma Samhita: Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So this is a very important shloka. Brahma being the Acharya, from whom this Brahma Madhva Sampradaya originates, in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared as one of the Acharyas. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, but he comes and propounds this philosophy of Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. So he is a avatari, he is Lord Krishna himself. So Lord Brahma is explaining who is Krishna. So he is Parama Krishna Satchidananda. He is Ishvara, is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. His personality, Vigraha, is as a form, definite form. He is Govinda. He does not have beginning and he is beginningless. So he is it does not have beginning or if no, he is independent, primeval. It is primeval Lord Govinda. So and then there is explanation from Srimad Bhagavatam. Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So wherever this, according to Sri Jiva Goswami, is Sutra verse Sutra Shloka, which means this is taken from the third chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. So here there are descriptions of so many avatars. So ete, whatever is described before, and cha, whatever is going to be described afterwards, are either amsa forms, which is plenary expansions, or kala, which is parts of plenary expansions of the Supreme Personality of God. This Pumsa here refers to Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu. Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa. So whatever avatars are described are from Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu. But Krishna, who is described in Shloka number 23, 1.3.23, Krishna is tu, is a strong word. It is but. So there is a twist here. Krishna is Bhagavan Swayam. He is not dependent on Garbhoda Kashaya Vishnu. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So there is explanation of absolute truth, and then absolute truth is realized in multiple forms: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan is somebody who has all the opulences in the full, as per Vishnu Purana, as per definition of Parashara Muni, and that Bhagavan is Krishna himself. So that is how the flow of thought comes here. Now, so this is the explanation of word Bhagavan. So that is why, if you see in our Vaishnava Sampradaya, Bhagavatam is considered as Amalam Puranam. It is Vaishnavanam Priyam. So the great scholars, great acharyas in Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, like Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, our Srila Prabhupada, they have accepted the facts given in Bhagavatam as as all in all. So Krishna is God, and this Bhagavan who is referred to here is not somebody internal. It is the Krishna who is speaking. That we don't need any interpretation, because it's a easy to understand fact. We don't need any additional explanation. We have to just accept it as it is from Acharya. So Srila Prabhupada has taken this Bhagavan as Krishna, so we accept it as Krishna. So we have the um, potency of sadhu, sampradaya, and shastra when we accept this and go forward. Okay, so the proof of the pudding is in eating it. So the proof of the pudding is in taking this belief, shraddha on the guru and parampara, and then start embracing it, and slowly we will come to understand. Just like a student of mathematics has to first accept addition, subtraction, multiplication, division on faith of the teacher. He has to believe that what our teacher is saying is correct, and then slowly understand the subject. We have to accept it on strength of Srila Prabhupada's Acharya potency, the Guru Parampara, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So that is how we should take it and go forward. Now, in this shloka, we need to, one more thing we need to understand is this Arya. What is this Aryans? Aryans is is a little bit not quite accepted. It's a kind of an untouchable word in today's scenario, because it was misused by the Nazi Germany. They considered themselves as advanced race, but according to Vedic system, Aryans were the people um, who knew the spiritual value of life. So the entire, according to Vedic literature, Vedic knowledge, swastik is meaning for opulence. It symbolizes opulence. And Nazi Germany, they uh, reversed the direction of swastik and said that it is opulence for us, whereas it is destruction for the entire world. So these are some of the wrong connotations of Aryans. Now we need to slightly look into the origins of this Aryan and so on. The egalitarian fraternity, liberty, this and all, are a little bit not need to be understood in a right perspective. So, if you see, the entire Europe is divided into two groups. One is Catholics and the Protestants. So, the Spain, Portugal, Italy, they are Catholic. Maybe they are now changed, but when it's all started, it was like Catholic. Then it was French, English, and German who were principally the Protestant. So it was the focus was of these countries was to evangelize the world. So what happened is these countries went to different parts of the world. They made their colonies, and so they had wars among the colonies and within Europe. So, in search of new colonies, English came to India. So, English, they were not so intelligent, um, and that they realized after they came to India. So, when they came to India, they were surprised. Actually, there was a poem by Rudyard Kipling which tells that it's a white man's burden to to civilize the world. They thought except for Europe, the entire society was barbaric. But when they came to India, they saw the literature, the lofty history. They had their own literatures, own religious beliefs, the entire book of knowledge. So English superiority complex could not digest this idea that there could be a civilization much superior to their civilization, and they could understand it very easily. And to their surprise, they also found that there is a lot of commonality. They found that the Sanskrit language had better structure and techniques. When I say structure, it is the techniques like grammar, and aesthetics means figures of speech. They were much better, and this was also there in Latin and Greek, but the Sanskrit was far better than Latin and Greek. And English realized that these similarities were because of similar roots of Latin and Greek from Sanskrit. So, they found that Indians, who they thought are barbarians, were actually the source for the civilization. So now they wanted to colonize India and loot it. So they came up their own theory that there is some Aryan civilization somewhere in Eurasia, and from there people migrated to Europe, and same people also migrated to India. So both Indian civilization and European civilization grew, and so there were a lot of cooking happening here, a lot of speculations. Uh, so English were that way a little bit different from Muslims. When Muslims came to India, they came here to stay in India, and many of the Indians, they some of them liked Islam, and they got converted into Islam. But with respect to English, For them to leave England and come to India was a huge punishment. So they realized that Indians can be ruled only when Indians can accept the English as the superior language. So this was their major agenda to rule India. Um, so Britishers, if you see the um, based on the regulative principles of the Vedic civilization, they are outside Varnashrama Dharma. Srila Prabhupada usually calls English as mlechas. So Indians will not respect English on Vedic basis, but they could get a respect in terms of being rulers or having cutting edge science and technology. So English did not want this type of grudging respect, but they wanted a willing respect. So if they have to get a willing respect from Indians, they need to change the framework. So the framework needs to be changed from Vedas to what English will be giving as a new framework. So when Muslims came, they destroyed thousands of temples in India. But when English came, they introduced a education system which reduced faith of Indians in Vedas, and it was this faith in Vedas which helped them to build temples. So automatically, the number of temples construction came down. So English misinterpreted Vedas, which Indians read, and they thought English are much superior in their civilization. Therefore, we need to adapt them. So this is how this entire Indian diaspora is now brainwashed. But there is an interesting observation which Bhakti Vinod Thakur makes. He says that if English did not came to India and they did not conquer the world, how we could have reached the nooks and corner of the world with our Bhagavad Gita as it is. So it came to India so that Krishna conscious reaches all over the world to the same English medium. So there is an interesting shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam where the Prabhupada writes that this is an attempt made. This translation of Srimad Bhagavatam is attempted in English language, which is a very poor language, poor language. But since the intention is to spread Krishna conscious all over the world, there is no major fault in using such a low level language. So that we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Ruttama. We used our acharyas from Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, all of them used the same English language which was used to destroy the faith of Indians in Indian civilization or Vedic civilization to bring back the faith in Indian civilization or Vedic civilization. So that is beauty of Krishna consciousness. There is a very interesting book written by Devamritas Maharaj, Searching Vedic India. So there he is talking about the mother civilization is actually the Indian civilization for Greek or Roman civilization also. So after the Kurukshetra war, the kings spread to different parts of the world, and they also went to Eurasia and parts of Europe. So it has not just like Indo-Aryan theory. It has not. This has not come from Eurasia, but they moved from Kurukshetra to different parts of the world. But when the power at Hastinapur reduced, then the governance of these countries which are far away in Europe, that governance was very weak, and then they became individual countries, and then they had their own. Then they became their own civilizations and so on. So this is how this is actual reality. If you get a chance, please go through this book. This is a very interesting book. Also, you should read the Message to the Youth of India, written by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami. That also gives a percept on what is Indian civilization. So this is for us to understand that Aryan word that is used here is not a wrong connotation. It is apt connotation. It is used in the right sense, which is Aryan is a person who knows spiritual values of life. Okay, so now in this one more thing that we need to know is akirti, infamy. So this infamy is this world, and asvargyam is leading to higher planets. So this way of talking, bodily platform talking, is not going to lead him to higher planets but to infamy. So that is what it is. We'll go to shloka number 3. Klaibya mas samagama partha naitataivi upapadyate shudram ideya daurbalyam taikto vitista parantapa. Now, Clybium is, it means impotence. There is a history behind this. Uh, so, Krishna is telling Arjuna, O son of Pratha, don't yield to the degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of enemy. So, what is this Clybium? Actually, Krishna is doing giving a verbal slap here to Arjuna. Kshatriya is known for his virility, potency. He is a person who can get many children and he will have many wives. Many wives in order to ensure that he will have definite progeny. Many wives also to expand his kingdom. In case if he has to get a kingdom, he will marry the daughter of the king, and then that kingdom comes to him, or a portion of kingdom comes to him. And then there were more women in the society because men were there. Most of the men remained brahmacharis and then took sannyasa. So there were limited grihasthas. So obviously more women were there. So the men have to marry more than one woman. So that is how it was there. So this Clibia, therefore, is a slap on Arjuna, because Arjuna is is having a very formidable and a formidable body and a build up. He also has a strong arms which can hold Gandiva. He can shoot arrows very fast. So Clibia is an important person who cannot give children, who cannot pregnate women. So he is called as neuter. But so when Krishna tells this, it will hurt Arjuna, and this hurting is to bring anger in him so that he can start fighting. So what happened was in during Arjuna's Vanavas, he is cursed by Urvasi. Urvasi is a angel Apsara in Indra Loka. So one time Urvasi thinks that Arjuna wants to have association of her, and with Indra's permission, Urvasi approaches Indra, but Urvasi approaches Arjuna. But Arjuna tells that you are like my mother. Whenever I was seeing you, I was just thinking how my ancestor Pururava is attracted to her, was attracted to her. So she was like a mother for him. When Urvasi hears this, it becomes it is little bit embarrassing for her, for a girl to approach a man first and then get rejected, it is embarrassing situation. So she curses Arjuna to become eunuch. So that is important person. So Arjuna there thinks that in spite of exercising his self-control and holding brahmacharya principle, he is cursed. But we need to understand that whenever we hold um, high principles in our life, it may look challenging and it may look also debilitating sometimes. But we need to understand that the fruits of such holding high principles are long lasting. So it was this curse which was converted into a boon during Agyatwas. It is very difficult to hide Arjuna and Bhima because they were so formidable personalities. So this eunuch and dance teacher acting or the form was a best disguise available for Arjuna. So when Krishna tells this, he means, "Oh Arjuna, you remained important for a short period of time, but you have really become important now." So it is like making hitting Arjuna, no, Arjuna. But now Krishna is actually prodding. We should understand that Krishna wants to check whether Arjuna is really serious. What is he really thinking about? He is now going to, he has given a pep talk. But in subsequent shlokas, we will see that Arjuna's doubts are much deeper. So here, once again, he uses Madhusudana. Arjuna vacha katam bhishmam aham sanke dronam cha Madhusudana ishubi pratyochay pujayarva harisudana. How can I counterattack with arrows in a battlefield men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? Oh Krishna, you are telling all this. How can I kill my how can I kill my Guru Maharaj? Can you kill your Guru? I cannot kill my Guru. Like that he questions. Then in text number 22.5, Guru Natvahi Mahanubhavan Shreyam Bhoktum Vaishyam Api Loke Atvarta Kamamstu Gurunaiva Bunjai Bhogan Rudira Pratigdan. He's saying that it would be better to be living in the world by begging rather than living by the cost of the life of the great souls who are like teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. So, if you see this entire thing, it can be explained in a simple flow chart like this. If I'm going to fight, if Arjuna is going to fight, if it is yes, the result can be into two parts: wins or loses. If the result is winning, it is also bad because it is another form of death. Because his relatives are all going to die, he will not be able to rejoice the fruits of the success. But if he loses but not killed, this is a terrible disgrace and humiliation. This will probably will not happen. He would not leave the battlefield alive, and he will embrace death. So it is most probably like this: loses and killed. This is another form of death as the relatives with whom. So he will be, no, he will not get the kingdom. Then there is a big problem here. So if he is fighting, not fighting, he has to go for living. He says he will live as a beggar. But he knows that for Kshatriya to live by begging is not the right way. So for them, this is not the right way. So what is the right way for a Kshatriya to live? Kshatriya to live right is to be do administration. But when he goes for begging, he did begging in his manavas. But at that time, there was a positive thinking that the end of this 13 years, they will get back their kingdom and they will become kings again. But now they have to go to begging. But when he thinks of this, he is also thinking of Draupadi. What will happen to her? She has come to live along with them, but not for begging, but for to lead a life of a queen, managing, helping her husbands in running the kingdom. That was the idea behind this entire marriage proposal with Draupadi. But now, in this war, he sees everything is going to be a lose-lose situation. So he is now indecisive. So with this, we come to the end of class. We can now open up for question and answer sessions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Well, yes, today it was very, very insightful, and I must say I really appreciate how you addressed the subject matter from such different angles. The historical points of view were particularly of interest and something rather refreshing for myself personally to hear. One question was actually a single question that still remains, as you were quoting to this, mentioning, bringing up this verse, this Edachansa Kala Pumsa. So, would you have some reference? How come is it that this Pumsa here mentioned is particularly Garbhadakashaya Vishnu?
If you read the chapter 1.3, we will know that this Pumsa is referring to Purusha Avtaras. So Purusha Avtaras are three. Mahavishnu, who is sitting on the Karnada Kashai ocean, Karna ocean. Then from him, millions of planets come out, millions of golden eggs come out, and each of these golden eggs is filled with the Purusha, which is Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu. And from him comes the navel. From his navel comes the Brahma, and then there is a Shweta Deep in this world, and there is Shiroda Kashai Vishnu, who is on the Shweta Deepa, which is at the topmost planet. So if there are problems, I think it is not Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu, it is the Shiroda Kashai Vishnu, who is in the Shweta Deep. So whenever there is a problem, so the Shiroda Kashai Vishnu, who is in the Shweta Deep, from him different avatars are coming out. So these are the Purusha avatars. So the Pumsa for the particular egg is Shiroda Kashai Vishnu. So he incarnates into different forms. So it is through him different avatars happen. But this Krishna, who is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, is the supreme personality of God. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Actually, the explanation for this shloka is given by Jiva Goswami in Krishna Sandarbha. This one is regarded as one of this. The name of the shloka is called as. Just a moment. I am referring to. It is called as Paribhasha Sutra. So in Krishna Sandarbha of Jiva Goswami, this is referred to as Paribhasha Sutra. So all the Pumsa are nothing but Purusha Avtaras. So Purusha Avatara for the particular planetary system is a Shiroda Kashai Vishnu. But this Krishna's to Bhagavan is the tells that though all these incarnations are coming from Pumsa Avtaras, but it is Krishna who is the original personality of Godhead. So like that it comes from. If you read 1.3.28, 1.3.28, you will understand this. And there are some references to Krishna Sandarbha of Sri Jiva Goswami, which explains this also, Prabhu. This shloka is called as Paribhasa Sutra. This shloka needs to be understood so that we can understand all other uh, parts of Srimad Bhagavatam in the right perspective. So we will know that it is Krishna who is source of all incarnation. So Narsimha has also come from him. Varaha is also come from him. So when Varaha is so huge that he can kill Hiranyaksha by just one slap on his slap, then Hiranyakashipu was so strong that Yamadharmaraja and all just ran away. So how can Yamadharmaraja take Krishna away from this mortal world? So this gives us the right perspective. So Krishna is beyond karma. When Ajamila chants Narayana name and he is delivered from going to Yama Loka, how can Yamadharmaraja be cause of Krishna's disappearance from this world? So this gives us the right perspective. So these are, so it is very important for us to understand this shloka in the right sense so that the rest of the settings are rest of the stories are very clear for us. Yes, bro.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, that settles it quite nicely. And yes, I will take up your advice and see to the study of this particular shloka, or the chapter rather, there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. I have no further queries at this point.
Prabhu, so that is a mistake in my telling. It was not Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu, it is Shiroda Kashai Vishnu.
Yes, yes, that I caught. Yes, very good. So from Kshirodakashaya Vishnu only, all these Dasha
Yeah,
Avatar, Matsya,
yeah.
Kurma, Narasingha. Yeah, okay.
Any other question, Prabhu? Okay, if there is no question, then we can end now. Thank you very much. Machakal Kripa Sindhu Bhayasya Pattanam Pavane Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, शिला
Jai,
प्रभुपाद की जय,
Jai,
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, गौर
Jai.
प्रेमानंद हरे बोल।
Very, very
Hare
good.
Krishna. Thank you very much,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you very
हरे
much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.